Today I want to show you a great opportunity on a manufactured home stock. I know, boring, right? Well, I'll be happily bored all the way to the bank. Hi, this is Tim from Trading Strategy Guides. I reconnected with an old friend this weekend. And when I say old, I mean we were friends in high school. So, 10 or 15 years ago. And if you believe that one, I've got some Florida land to show you. Anyway, he told me to take a look at this stock, and lo and behold, there was a great ascending triangle for me to look at. I'll show you that setup in a few minutes. And today, you also get a bonus setup. Another great opportunity on one of our prior great stocks. So 2 for the price of 1. Remember, you can speed this video up by clicking the gear icon in the lower right of the video and selecting a new speed. Let's take a look at a few of our open trades. I sold Litecoin a few days ago. It hit our first target on Thursday, right here, where I closed half of the position and moved the stop to break even. Last night, I tweeted that I was moving my stop down to 102.50, locking in $5.28 on this trade, and that's where I currently at. Here's Tesla, and it's been pushing up hard for several days here on increasing volume. So that's good for us. I moved my stop up to 238.50, right here, locking in 11.33. Still looks pretty bullish, but I do expect it to pull back at some point shortly. I know this Boston beer chart looks a little bit confusing. Initially took a trade right here at 361.48. It hit our first target here. We're still in the second position with the stop currently at 377.25 to lock in 15.77. Now, the other day I mentioned this consolidation right here and the possibility for another opportunity. Well, that opportunity came on Friday's bar. I bought it right here. It was on good volume, so I went full position. Today, it's pulled all the way back down in here and closed inside the range. So I have closed this position for a small loss. I'm not going to wait for it to hit the stop loss. I'm still holding this original position with 15.77 locked in, and we'll just watch it, see how it goes. Okay, I talked about this descending triangle on Canopy Growth Corp. We got short at 37.09, just ahead of Thursday's close. I believe I mentioned it in Friday's video. It hit our first target on Friday, and I closed half the position, put the stop at break even. And because of this gap down right here, I went ahead and moved the stop down to 37.75, currently locking in about 32 cents. Let's take a look at the bonus setup now. I hope you guys remember good old Kraft Heinz Corp. You may know them as the ketchup people. We made a bit back in May on this push down right here. And now we're going to look at this great trading range that's setting up. This is a little bit of a messy trading range. Currently I've got it marked as 30.22 on the bottom to 31.52 on the top. The setup is simple. We'll buy a daily close above the range or sell a daily close below the range. We want to see at least average volume on the breakout candle, so the volume should reach up to this blue average line. If you've got at least 75% of the average volume, you can open a half-size position to reduce risk. And on the breakout bar, you can calculate your average by dividing the volume by the average volume right here. The stop loss will be 1.5 times the average true range, or ATR, which is also the indicator I use to measure volatility. On the breakout candle, you'll look at this ATR number and multiply it by 1.5. Put that as your stop loss behind your entry, so it'll be above your sell or below your buy. Then you'll multiply that by 1, and that will be your target. If after entering the trade we get a candle that closes back inside the range, we will take the loss right then and not wait for it to hit the stop loss. When price hits our first target, we will close half the position for profit and set the stop loss to break even on the remainder. We will then follow stops as price moves in our direction until the market takes us out. And that's our bonus trade for today. Now let's take a look at our primary setup. Cavco Industries Inc. They design, produce, and retail manufactured homes in the U.S. They're based in Phoenix, Arizona, and they've been around since 1965 and have over 4,500 employees. They're behind many of the well-known manufactured housing brands, including some very high-end stuff. They are traded on NASDAQ with the symbol CVCO. A really good friend of mine suggested that I take a look at this. As you may know about me, I'm willing to take a look at anything that's moving, so a quick look at this chart told me that this was a great opportunity. And if you've been around here for 30 seconds, you've seen the ascending triangle set up. To bring everyone else up to speed, an ascending triangle pattern is a strong horizontal resistance right here with a nice trend of higher lows putting pressure on that resistance level. To confirm the pattern, I like to see a drop in the volume and a drop in the volatility, and that indicates increasing disinterest from traders. In other words, I want to know the traders are thoroughly bored with this pattern. We anticipate the ascending triangle to break to the upside, and typically you can expect them to break once they've reached roughly 2/3 of the length of the pattern. Unlike other triangle patterns, which I am willing to take long or short, I will only trade an ascending triangle on a break to the upside. I will only trade a descending triangle on a break to the downside. And a descending triangle is just the opposite of this. So here's the plan. I will buy a close above this triangle with at least average volume on the breakout candle. So the volume bar should reach the average line on the breakout candle. I will take half-size position if there's at least 75% of the average volume. Again, you can calculate the average volume by taking the volume, dividing it by the average. You should get at least 0.75. The stop loss will be 1.5 times the ATR, which you can find right here, behind your entry, and the first target will be 1 times the ATR ahead of your entry. When you get the candle close, you will be able to see the ATR right here, and that's the number you'll use to determine your target and stop loss. If you want more details about how I manage my trades, check out my trade management video from a few weeks ago. I'll link it below. Now I know we're at the time where everyone's favorite, the trading maxim time. Someone asked me a few weeks ago what a maxim is, and it never occurred to me that someone might not know. But we do have subscribers who are not natural English speakers, so I probably should have explained this from the very start. According to the dictionary, a maxim is a general truth, fundamental principle, or a rule of conduct, or sometimes it's just a proverbial saying. Some of my maxims I use to keep me focused during my trading. Others are just motivational quotes that I find useful in general. I use these maxims to help me not only in my trading but in my life focus. Most of my maxims come from my reading or are suggested to me by friends, coaches, teachers, or other acquaintances. I'll add a new maxim to my list whenever I find something that fits me. I hope they help you as much as they've helped me. I suggest you start your own list of maxims to help in your trading. Feel free to borrow from my list, and I hope to put them in an ebook someday. And that's a little bit of an inside joke because Casey has been trying to get me to do an ebook of these for several months now. Today we're going to be drawing from the archives. Trading maxim number 46. No one is born a great trader. One learns by doing again and again. This is paraphrased from Chef Gordon Ramsay. I guess you would have to be living under a rock to not know who Chef Gordon Ramsay is. But in case you do live under a rock, he's a celebrity chef who has very little tolerance for people he deems below himself. Of course, I believe that's just a persona he puts on to sell himself. But it doesn't really matter in this case. I include things in my maxims because they speak to me or I think they will speak to you. This is obviously paraphrased. I'm pretty sure Chef Gordon Ramsay doesn't actually have anything to say about traders, but it is correct. This supports one of my other maxims. Don't practice until you get it right. Practice until you can't get it wrong. Practice makes perfect, guys. Never stop practicing. Don't forget our trade plan here. We're looking for a daily close above the range to buy or a daily close below the range to sell Kraft Heinz. If the volume is not quite average, go half size as long as it's at least 75% of the average. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and your first target is 1 times the ATR. And our Cavco trade plan is to buy a close above the ascending triangle. If the volume is not quite average, go half size as long as it's at least 75% of the average. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR. Your first target is 1 times the ATR. And remember to check out the trade management video for more details. The link will be below. But what if you don't have time to analyze charts, or maybe you just don't want to? This should be helpful to you. Trading Strategy Guides now offers Strike Trader Elite Trade Signal Service. You'll get Forex trade signals on a dozen or so pairs on several different time frames, all based on the Strike Trader Elite system. Look below the video for a link to the free signals on the Telegraph application. I'll also post a link to my video that explains the Strike Trader Elite system. And be sure to come back to Trading Strategy Guides YouTube channel every week on Monday and Friday for my analysis videos, and Wednesday morning for my training webinar. And check out the blog for great trading strategies. I'll put the link below. Also, follow me on Twitter. If things happen between my videos, I'll post them there. I'll put my Twitter link below. Tell your friends about us and help us make this the best trading channel on the internet. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up below. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.